And they want you as a man to think that he's the image of masculinity. On what planet?
This post went extremely viral of Pedro
on what planet?
The cast of Fantastic Four that read, "If I saw another man holding my pregnant wife like that, someone is getting a black eye and some broken teeth." To which commenters sarcastically replied, "It's okay, he's gay and has social anxiety. His hand is just above her ass to keep him from having a panic attack. Don't be insensitive."
That's a crazy message.
Married in the film, so perhaps they are being affectionate to help sell the movie. But in real life, they are not together, and Vanessa is having a baby with her current boyfriend. However, Pedro and Vanessa being touchy-feely is not exactly new.
That's weird, chat. Come on, dude. What are these Hollywood people on? Are you gonna tell me that's not weird? If you guys tell me that that's not weird, you're gaslighting me. I'm not buying it, chat. They're degenerates, bro. I'm not buying it. I'm tired of this fucking Hollywood agenda, man. I'm not buying it, chat. No, man. If that was my wife, we'd be having a different talk. That's crazy.
And have really been doing it for the build-up of this film. But what really set off the Pedro Pascal opposition
Diddy 2.0. For real, production crew.
Pedro became more noticeably vocal, posting an underlined quote on Instagram that said, "Anger restores the gift of clarity of vision, which is hard to attain in any other state." And from here, he refused to stay silent anymore, frequently posting about global affairs and gender rights, going as far as attacking his fan base if they disagreed with him. Someone said, "You are my favorite actor. I'm unfollowing you. BS." He said, "No," sarcastically. Another fan said, "Man, you were my favorite actors until this." He said, "That's too bad. Wait, no, I don't give a shit." And even though he was getting some pushback, he mostly was getting praised for unapologetically vocalizing his political opinions, specifically in support of his transgender sister, Lux Pascal. In April of 2025, the UK Supreme Court ruled that trans women should not be recognized as women, and one of the
Duh! What are we talking about, bro? Of course not. Yo, Lane Abby, thank you for joining the stream. I hate when they come to a conclusion that's obviously true, and then people want to argue it. Of course not, bro. You're not a woman. You're not a woman. You're not a fucking woman, bro. Stop trying. Look, it's like we're in a giant cult. They're trying to change the definitions. Woman actually doesn't mean woman. It actually means something different now. What the fuck are you talking about? This guy, bro, this is the world we're living in, bro. I'm telling you, you guys laugh at me when I said, oh, in 20 years, don't come crying to me when you got President Destiny, when you got President Hasanabi, don't come crying to me. But that's the direction we're going in, bro. With this kind of bullshit, that's the direction we're going in. Guys like you, guys like me, we're going to get sent to the fucking re-education camps, bro. We are. Mark my words, chat. We're going to be sent to the re-education camps.
Supporters of this decision was J.K. Rowling, who felt that feminism didn't apply to transgender people in the forms of sharing bathrooms and private spaces. On her yacht, she
sharing bathrooms is crazy.
Celebrating the outcome. The backlash against J.K. Rowling was enormous, although for some it's unsurprising since she has a history of being extremely controversial. Pascal fired back at her saying, "Awful, disgusting shit is exactly right. Heinous loser behavior." And in a Vanity Fair cover,
President Gorlock.
by calling her a bully. The one thing that I
For
was
real, dude.
agonized over a little bit was,
you know, I sound crazy now, TTD. I sound crazy now, but in 20 years, they're gonna be like, yo, I used to watch this streamer back in the day. I think his name was Scott Leonard. And he was saying we'd have President, not to cry, when we had President Hasanabi and Vice President Jaden Smith. Homie was crying. You know, we thought he was crazy at the time. Fuck, that guy was right, bro. Whatever happened to that guy? And they're gonna look me up. I'm gonna be in an internment camp, breaking rocks, like fucking Clockwork Orange. They're gonna be making me look at the fucking gender identification videos, re-education videos. Y'all gonna be like, yo, whatever happened to that streamer, Scott Leonard? Oh my God, forced estrogen shots.
am I helping? I want to protect the people I love, but it goes beyond that. Bullies make me effing sick. Rowling seemed pretty unfazed and provided a sarcastic reply to him. Can't say I feel very shut down, but keep at it, Pedro. God loves a trier. And regardless of a person's political affiliation, defending your family from
Pascal will be turned to the Blanca from Street Fighter.
Normal reaction. But once Pedro started speaking in interviews about his political positions, it started to come across as performative, like when he was promoting a movie called Eddington at the Cannes Film Festival and started discussing the mass deportations in America.
I want people to be safe and to be protected, and
Not the safe spaces.
and I want very much to live on the right side of history. And I'm
Right side of history.
My parents are refugees from Chile. I myself was a refugee. We fled.
Virtue signaling like a motherfucker.
I was privileged enough to grow up in the U.S. and after asylum in Denmark, and if it weren't for that, I don't know what would have happened to us. And so I stand by those protections always. I'm too afraid of your question. I hardly remember what it was.
To have
Oh my you can't make this shit up, chat. You can't make this shit up, bro. Homie said, I was too afraid of your question. I don't remember what it was. You're a fucking actor, dude. You get it on camera in a room full of people watching you. Say scripts, repeat the scripts for your role on camera for millions of people. How scared could you possibly be? That is so much cap, bro. It is so much cap. It's levels of cap. Oh, I'm so scared. Oh, when I'm in a room with people, I'm so scared. Oh, there's a camera. Oh, it's making me so nervous. I need to grab a woman. But don't worry, guys. Don't worry. I'm LGBT. So it doesn't matter. I'm not doing anything that violates her rights. Shut the fuck up.